Afternoon everyone, how are we today? See who we've got in chat at the moment. Hello DJ and Dal. Hope you can hear me alright. Someone just let me know that bit please. Just have to quickly do something on here that I forgot to do. Afternoon Milton. Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday on here. We made a bit of money yesterday, which is good. Our first thing today, we need to get this back in action and get our silage road up. Unless the soybean price is high enough to do anything with yet. Oh, that's still going up, so we'll leave that for a few more minutes. So, let's get the tedder off the front of here. Go and get our silage road up. Hi SG. So we've got to just get this silage road up, then we'll have to go up the shop and get our forage wagon back. If I remember rightly from yesterday, I think we were going to have to place a silage clamp down before we could do anything with it. So there wasn't one in the yard here what I could find. I'll sort that out in a minute anyway. So I've got no other programs open on the computer today that I don't need at the moment, so it looks like that was what the problem was yesterday with the FPS. Hey GD. Let's get this silage or grass all road up here ready to pick up with the forage wagon. Can't remember which buttons do what again. Hope we don't have any problems with this picking things up in this field. All good here GD, you seem to be enjoying yourself on 17 again. Looks like Nightbot is functioning okay today, so I haven't interfered with him too much. I don't know what sort of mood Nightbot was in today. He was in quite a bad mood with Dagoin last night when he was using him. I think if I was going to go back to 17 for any reason, that would be Colborough that I probably went back to on there. That's probably one I had more hours than anything on, especially on the PS4 before I went to PC. For those who haven't joined me before on this map, this is one called Thuringian Oberland, which is a beta map. Still a few issues with it, but they're slowly getting worked through. If anyone does want to have a look at who's not already seen it, there should be a link pop up in the chat in a moment to it. It may or may not work at the moment because modhoster.com's security certificate has expired. You just have to get off the .de one. Just remember that after I press the button. So SG, has Milton been a slave driver today, or haven't you ventured on the server yet? Just go around that another time yet. Haven't had the chance to look at it yet, Reese. I did see he's posted one, but I haven't gone there yet. Seen a few complaints about FS19 on another website I'm on over the last couple of days, but nothing I think is too major again. This time to do with consoles. So I haven't had the chance to watch SFTN's video yet, Reese, so I can't help you with that one. GD know the fun what editing videos creates when you're trying to do that, especially if your PC can't do more than one thing at once. It's a Deutsch Reese I'm using here, Warrior. I had a busy morning then, Milton, doing that sort of thing. That's the first time I've used them in 19 as well, Reese, other than on a mission in one of the other game saves I've got. So I'm going to have to find where I left the Steyr, I think, to go and get the forage wagon from up the shop. Now both myself and SG have had a bit of research on here with that, and unfortunately the reset point is up the shop as well, so it's no good trying to have the machinery delivered to the yard. They might be comfortable and spacious, Reese, but the last one I had anything to do with, you might as well have chucked an anchor out the cab to slow it down. That ain't that many years ago, unfortunately. So if they sort the brakes out, then they should be alright. In fact, the last one I did drive was this exact model, only in green. It's a demo tractor. What I see of Deutz, they got to work hard to get back to where they were a few years ago. If they keep the same dealers now, they should be alright and be able to rebuild themselves. What a lot of people didn't like was you never had the same dealer for more than a few months at a time around this way. The most long-serving one went under a few years back, unfortunately. That solves that one then, GD. So what we might have to do is actually combine our soybean before we can sort of silage clamp out at the moment. Because that's the flattest field near the yard we could actually place one down on. That would not surprise me, Reese, because I know SFTN is quite a master with GE on these maps when he wants to move things about. Exactly, GD. We know what Hillside was like. Many edits done to it to suit what we wanted to more. I think me and GD are a bit more cautious about GE from our experiences in there, aren't we? Don't know what sort of damage we could do in that one with 19. Or you too, Reese. Haven't even got the new version downloaded yet. A lot of what I actually done with it could be done in the new landscaping feature anyway. Yeah, I used to do the same in 17 Dell. I've done quite a few edits on 1 or 2 maps there to make them a bit more pliable, or pliable to how I want them to be done. I know both my version Oakfield and CPF I was playing had got a couple of bits tweaked on them to suit what I want to do with them. So if we get the Reagan done with this tractor, we might actually take this one up the shop because it's slightly quicker. broken, made things float, just that sort of thing really, isn't it? Be interested to get this map in GE and see what's been done with it in a couple of places. Yeah, there's similar sort of tweaks to what I done on Oakfield, just sort of made a few gaps in hedges to get combines through, Dal. So I'd keep taking the header off every time. 12-metre gaps in hedges in various places. Widened gateways and moved fence posts. To be fair though, GD, you did get that silage clamp working alright on one of those maps you edited. Can't remember which one it was now. I think everybody remembers the flying cows. That'd be the one, Dal. I couldn't remember which one it was. There's a lot of fields connected around this way in Norfolk as well, Reese, but unfortunately due to the areas they cover, you have to go on the road a lot as well. I didn't ever have a go on Welker Farms either. It's not one which really appealed to me. Whilst I like big fields, that one was a little bit too open for me. As I said when we done this field the other day, it's bigger than you realise as you start going across it. Might put the rake back in the shed up the top here as well, that'll be out of the way there. So I'm going to need it again for a little while now. I think if I leave the rest of the field now, because I think we'll need a few more hay bales down here. Let's see how many loads of silage we get first. Oh, those bushes were legendary on that map. Titanium bushes. We do have at least one farm locally here which is up to around 15,000 acres now, so quite a size. Just fold it up for a minute and take it off down here because we'll probably do the rest of this as hay. Now nip up the shop and get our forage wagon. Quick to go this way. Oh dairies. Did find if you go up that slope with the Mahindra, it has quite an interesting takeoff when you get to the end of it, if you get up to full speed. Several good bits you can ramp things off on this map. Not that I've tried, of course. So see how many times I've pressed the wrong button today, because I've remapped some buttons on the stream deck beside me. They've all got pictures on, but I was used to where they were. So I moved them around earlier. So the weeds are just as aggressive here as everywhere else, unfortunately. I think they're working on a fix for that in seasons, aren't they, from what I've seen? I'm just about as far from Ireland as you can get in the UK. I'm actually over in Norfolk, Greece, so I'm not at all near Ireland. We got our wagon here ready to use. Haven't used this one yet in 19, so I thought we'd go for this one. I don't know if this tractor's going to be big enough, we might have to put the star on it. Hi Margaret, yeah, all good here, thanks. What about yourself? Got our bales to clear up there, what we done yesterday. Don't think any ended up in the village here, so we're all good there. Let's just unload the auto load trailer first though. Might bring the Mahindra up the shop, see if that'll pull that milk tanker back. I think I'm about 30 odd miles away from VF, something like that. The bit I didn't say in Landy's stream yesterday, what some of you already know though, is that when VF's dad sold their farm, the contract I was working for actually took on the running of it. So I actually worked on what used to be their farm as well. Between 2002 and 2006. So I was based on 1800 acres in the west of the county, but we had the farm there as well as part of our business, and so I used to do all the combining there, and sugar beet drilling and sugar beet work there. Plus ploughing and fertilising if they got behind that end, because I had the bigger kit on our farm. I get our combine back to the yard, because I think the soybeans have to be done very shortly. Don't really want to make the silage in the BJ up here, unfortunately. It's a long way back to our cows from there. Certainly is, Reese. Used to work for a contractor, Reese. I gave up full-time farm work in 2014. Went self-employed, working for other people. And now do something, as we said the other day, now work and training instead. See if this tractor handles it alright, or if we've got to get the Steyr, as that's bigger. Or if we're going to need to invest in another tractor again. I think I can guess the answer by how this is struggling up that little hill. Because that's right on the limits of what this tractor's capable of pulling, unfortunately. So not too bad really, considering that's a bit of a struggle there. Well, there's plenty of us about, isn't there, GD? I wouldn't say about more fun exactly. As I say, I didn't actually run the business, I was just an employee. But depending on what sort of contract you're in, you're still going to be influenced by those prices. Because it affects when your clients are going to pay you. I know several silage contractors who said they don't get paid until milk checks come in or various other payments come through to their customers. Which makes it incredibly hard to manage your cash flow for a business. If you get one client who doesn't pay on time, it can affect everything. I'm sure you know the same, GD. Contractors, alright though, if you enjoy getting about various different places. The last big contract I worked for in my 20s was all arable. We didn't do any grass work. Just whole farm contracting. Combinable crops and sugar beet really, that's about it. I think that has to be one of the pitfalls of run your own business, doesn't it, GD, when you get that sort of situation crop up, unfortunately. There are one or two who lease, but most of them around here seem to buy their equipment and keep them for 3 or 4 years. Some of the ones which lease are the ones which do the biodigesters. And only the biodigesters. Because the couple I can think of only do maize for them. I think this tractor's starting to struggle a little bit now, the wagon's getting more full. So just keep going a little bit up here. I think we'll get our combine and just grab our soybean from up near the yard. I want to put the silage clamp up there. Go, we're full now. So take this back up our yard. We've got one or two farms around this way, lease combines for a season, which is quite a good way of doing it. Especially when you see the price tag of some of them now. Something I tend to find a lot in my job now, Reece, is a lot of the younger generation are more interested in the contractor side. Sometimes it's due to the fact that it's big machinery and shiny paint. A good way to earn money as well. But doesn't always lead to the best of lifestyles, unfortunately. I do know of someone in their 20s, not too far from here, is admitted to hospital because they thought he was having a heart attack, but he just drank too much Red Bull to keep himself going in the hours he was doing. Don't know how anyone could drink that stuff, but he'd managed it. Right, so we'll just leave this here. So that clamp looking bit to our right is not a silage clamp, as I found out yesterday when I was looking at it. And tab across to our combine. Bit too far to walk up there. Let's get it all folded up. We've actually still got a load of oats in there. So are we anywhere near a good price at the moment? Yes. So might be a little bit of cheating going on at the minute and take the combine to the sell point. Unless of course we've got a tractor and trailer up this end. Don't know where our star is at the moment. That's the sell point just there. So we just drop the header down there. Hopefully that'll stay there. This is not a map to just drop things down anywhere on. Just run the combine itself up to the sell point. Hi Mr. Jingles. All the sell points have got grass tracks to them up this way, unless you buy them and modify them. See if we can get that lined up at the sell point. There we go. We've actually got a big arable farm around here running two 9RXs. Got another one which runs one of them and a couple of 9RTs and 8RTs plus the wheel tractors. So we've got some big ones around here. Got another useful amount of money there. Let's go and grab our soybean from down near the yard so we can put the silage clamp in. Need a very big silage clamp. That's the amount of cows we have. Not actually used the placeable silage clamps yet either. think that's supposed to be the gateway into the field there. Right, let's see if I knock any signs down on the way out. There's plenty to go at on here. Certainly quiet in this cab on this combine. I think this combine needs to have a visit to the pressure washer as well. We've still got a field of canola and wheat to harvest besides our soybean. That'll be where our stire is then, besides the soybean. Couldn't remember I left it yesterday now. So that field's fully fertilised and weeded, so we should get some good money off there. Let's stay in the trailer then. Okay, catch you later GD, thanks for stopping by. I'm definitely more arable than livestock race. The last farm I did work on was a mixed one with beef cattle. I prefer working with machinery. Machinery doesn't kick you, for one thing. I'll try to kill you after it's carved. But the machinery doesn't taste as nice either. Thought you'd gone quiet, Milton. Must be a four-wheel drive combine, got a bit of rear wheel spin then. I think it's probably one of the flattest fields on here. I thought you boys over there breathed sort of silage and cows and that sort of thing from the lads I speak to from that way, Reese. I thought arable was a bit of a dirty word to some of you there. If you're lurking in the shadows, Milton, just mind that SG isn't lurking in there somewhere. We know he likes to attack when he's in darkness. If that comment doesn't get him come out of lurk mode, nothing will. Don't think I'm in SG's good books today anyway. He's gone very quiet on me. I think he's upset, mourning the loss of a vulture. That's true, Reese. I do sort of speak to one or two guys over your way through another hobby of mine. So I know model collecting is a big thing over your side of the things as well. I can't remember the name of one of your big growers over there who does all that sort of thing. I know we've got the potato joke with Dave as well. You planned a nice little shopping spree, Milton? Two seconds, guys. Just have to alter a setting here. On the wrong screen on something here. Go. And put my software over to the live screen on, so I can see what's going on properly. Thanks to the sub JKD Gamer, that didn't actually come up how that was supposed to on my side of things. Let's have another look at that, because that doesn't seem to be working how it's supposed to at the moment. No, that's not who I mean, Reese. I just can't think of who someone mentioned to me now. Remember things like formulas to work out your forward speed in kilometers an hour, but I can't remember the names of things. Yeah, I never really played on Shamrock too much now. Well, it's not too much because that came right at the end of 17, didn't it, unfortunately. Hopefully Oxy will get across into 19 at some point. See, the Amazon page has crashed, Milton, to try and stop you buying more bits and pieces. That could be it, Milton, I think. But it isn't just from Grassman, it's from someone else I speak to as well. Let's get this one off the head and then we'll just go up and down on the rest of it. Get that finished. Pop our silage clamp over somewhere near where the star is at the moment. He's probably got lost in GTA again, knowing him. Unless he's hiding so we don't drag him on the server again. It's not usually quiet for too long. Now, sounds about similar around this way with silage as well, Reese. The dairy farms tend to have clamps, but a lot of the beef farms tend to do bales, as do the sheep farms around here. He'll be playing on GTA or something like that, probably. I think Milton holds the award for furthest distance from the rest of us at the moment on here. I know where he is, but I'll let him put in chat if he wants you lot to know where he's hiding up. Oh, I've seen what some of your roads are like around there with some of the videos and pictures some of my friends put up. There you go, Reese. I told you he'd win the prize for furthest away person on there. See, what I can see on my YouTube channel when I look behind the scenes, I can see where people are watching from. So Milton accounts for quite a high percentage of views on my videos and live streams on there. So I'll see which country the views originate from. mostly UK based, and then there's a percentage which comes from Portugal. Every time I miss a bit, that's because I'm looking at the chat screen. It's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I know we've got some soybean in storage as well. So we'll load them into the trailer as well before we go and sell them. I'll just wait for that price to reach its highest point before we do that as well. At least we should now have space to put a clamp in as long as we've got enough money to do so. We don't have a loan at the minute, so there is the option of that if we do need a bit extra for now. Just the country, Reese. I can't actually see your address, etc. There's all sorts in the analytics page you can find out. It even gives you a percentage what type of device people are watching you from. Way beyond my knowledge level how all that is worked out, but there. I think from memory it's something like 98% UK and 1.92% is Portugal, last time I looked. So don't worry, YouTube isn't gathering exact GPS type locations, literally just which country the views are originating from. Nothing which can actually locate the person themselves. So that would not be allowed. You getting worried there? That's them done. See if we can put a clamp sort of somewhere near where the combine is at the moment, I think. Be too far from the yard there. Let's just move this down this bottom corner out of the way. Have to fold it all up, so we can't get to the next field with it all how it is. I'm just going to top this off from the farm silo. Yeah, my friend, one of my friends over Northern Ireland's around the Ballymoney area. That's where he is. I saw some bits of it, Reese. I sort of gave up about midnight last night. Is the price still rising for them? Yep, so they can stay in the trailer for now. Just move it out of the shed. Why? We'll leave that there. Right, so that means this field is going to be needing a silage clamp now. Try and remember where it is in here. It's only going to need a single one. So I would say if we went for maybe the medium one somewhere. And for the next problem, not going to be as simple as I thought. Okay, so it's going to take a bit more space than I thought it would on this field, unfortunately. Plan was to probably grass this field anyway, so it's not the end of the world. So I have to just put that there. Just move it back this way a little bit. Even that field wasn't as flat as it looked. Let's see what sort of mess I can make with this. You'll love this bit, Milton. I know you like using this yourself. Not sure if that's the right way to describe your opinion of this. What did you just put in there, Reese? Ah, yeah, Reese, just be careful if you read the rules. Politics is off limits. You've just mentioned political things, so just be careful of that one. It's not a link, it's because you mentioned political, the term political. If you look at the rules, it does say no politics or religion, I'm afraid. That's the only reason Nightbot got you. It's just called it a link for some strange reason, best known to itself. So we have a bit of a steep ramp there because it's not going to let us alter the terrain. Interestingly. Speed things up a bit there. Yeah, not to worry, there's nothing major. I mean, you obviously watch Dave as well, so you know what someone keeps trying doing there when it comes to politics. Rather than starting the arguments, I just put that in there to avoid it. Yeah, it's just not allowing terraforming there for some reason. There's not actually anything I can do about it, it's just not allowing it. Once you get beyond that corner. There's something to do with the map itself. Just grass the bit down this side here though. It's good enough for what we need there. Right. Back to the Deutz. Yeah, the last thing any of us want to see in our chat is arguments over that sort of thing. We know it's a fairly hot subject at the minute, that's why it's there. So that's where we'll leave that one. Right. First time I've used these clamps, let's see if anything could go wrong with it. So. Can't see there being too many loads coming in there. Just unlock my mouse wheel again now, it makes zooming in and out a bit easier. Certainly easy doing this one, carting loads of bales backwards and forwards. I think the rest of that field actually needs some lime put on it. I think it also needs ploughing before we grass it. I'll leave us one grass field down this end and one up near the yard as well. I don't tend to go in VF's MP. Tend to just watch the chat instead on that one. Sure, you'd love to go in that MP when you're Milton. You test out the tractor speeds there as well. So get this silage all done here to start with, and the rest of the field could be tedded and done for hay then. I won't do that in today's stream though. I'll move on to doing something different, like getting that field ploughed. Yeah, I know you do, Milton. I could go on there if I wanted to, but I can't sort of watch chat and do that at the same time. Could be amusing watching if you had the same problem on VF servers you do on mine with tractor speed. Yeah, that's the thing with mine. There's only the 3 of us on there at the moment, so that is fairly quiet. Or when our employee actually turns up on there, that is. I think that's what SG forgot last night when he posted that comment in GD's stream. I've got 2 screens, so I was playing on our server on one and watching on the other to see what was going on. The reason we put the restrictions on servers, Reese, there's just too many people troll them if not. Unfortunately. Same way as mine is well and truly locked down. No one could get on there without anything on my say so or me unlocking the password to them. So I just don't want anyone ruining that. I've spent sort of 3 or 4 weeks setting it up on there, probably a bit longer now. Milton's been on there 2 or 3 weeks setting one up. We don't want anyone coming on there and spoiling what has been set up by us, unfortunately. I know SG left his unlocked the first night he had it and had a visit from the unwanted sort on there, and they messed about with it quite a lot, unfortunately. So we've got a minority group out there who spoil it for everyone else. I know what it costs to have one of those dedicated servers, so very protective over them. I think it's the best way to describe it. No need to go up through the yard this time. Forgot we could get in this way. It's a shame that people have to do that sort of thing, but there. Same in anything these days. Just 1 or 2 will spoil it for everyone else. How did I know I was going to get stuck up there? Yeah, Spudnet does make playing on MP server quite difficult at times, unfortunately. Yeah, you've only got to look at the size community that Dagger's got though, compared to some of us. use myself as an example. I've only got sort of 40 odd subscribers. He's got nearly 500,000. So there's going to be a big difference there in the amount of people who have access to it. You have reasonable internet where I am, as you can probably tell by the stream quality, but doesn't, you don't go too far from me to not have any broadband at all. 5 or 6 miles down the road and the internet is absolutely terrible. To actually make VFs look good. Be rude not to get a screenshot of that, I think. I think you get your RAM upgraded, Milton, you'll see a difference. What you got. I'm streaming in 720, but I'm actually playing in 1080. So it's on very high graphics. You don't have to spend a fortune on a PC to be able to go gaming with them these days. So when you start doing the more complex bits, putting videos together and try to do more than one thing at a time. The computer I'm using was off the shelf to start with, bought out of Curry's. It's just had a couple of modifications done to it since then. It's a new graphics card and a bit more RAM put into it, that's all. I thought that hill might make the tractor struggle a bit more. Yeah, the onboard graphics cards aren't really designed for running these sort of things, unfortunately. They'll run them, but not to a very high standard. I know that the laptop I've got, I did look at whether I could run FS19 on there for when I have to go away for business, but all the specs said no, so it's not worth it. I should have one more load after this one off here. I'll just move on to another job then for the rest of the stream. Spent long enough doing grass work then. Swap tractors then as well. All I'll say is make sure you get a list of what he wants to put in that custom one, Milton, for the price. What graphics card he's looking to put in there for you as well. I think the GTX 1060 6GB I put in this was about £250 by itself. Now that would certainly take out of a laptop, that little lot. It's going to be another nice ramp to go up and down on. So probably the next one we'll have to back in from the other end. Try and level it out a little bit then. I just asked for a spec sheet what he'd put in there for you, just so you can see for yourself what he's talking about fitting. Always run it past someone in Discord then if you're not sure. There's usually someone about in one of them which is fairly clued up on that sort of thing. I know someone who's had a custom made one before and it was nothing, not even capable of doing what they said it was, unfortunately. That was a family member. Before I got my current monitors and everything, I used to have the PC hooked up to 42-inch TV. That's a bit, now playing a 27-inch monitor with a 24-inch for everything else doing this bit. So the game is on the 27 and all the streaming software is on the other one. I've also got an iPad up beside me on the YouTube chat just to keep an eye on that as well, in case anything crops up in there what needs my attention, so that I can see the chat on the streamer software. I can't actually do anything to it on there. you want to ideally know what processor is fitting to fit into that Milton more than anything else. Processor and graphics card, or processor, graphics card and RAM. We know these things aren't cheap, so you want to get the best you can for the money. Just take this one off this side here as we go up. There's a small one at the top there. I'll come back and do this as high as a little bit later off screen. Probably record it and put it out as a video next week. So I've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays recorded now at the moment. Also Thursday and Friday's recorded, not ready to upload yet. I'll soon swap them around. So I am hoping to stream over the weekends as well at the moment, depending on how things go here. Who else is about? It's likely to be similar time Saturday and Sunday. Told you that's a dangerous addiction, getting onto eBay auctions, Milton. That'll empty your bank account quicker than anything. Right. So that's all them done. Let's just see if the price of soybean is still going up. Yep, so we won't sell them just yet. Price of wheat is going up as well, but canola's static. So we've got a field of wheat and canola to harvest still. There's a field of canola in front of us we've got as well, which actually looks like it needs fertiliser putting on it now. Unless it's fully fertilised, which I will check. There'll be something else we need to get done fairly quickly. As you can see, these tracks around this farm are anything but smooth. Probably gonna need another barn put up to keep this stuff in as well. Because that needs rolling down as well, so we can sheet that over. Actually, we've got one tractor with a front white at the moment, I think. I bought lots of implements, no very few front whites. I'll actually put this in the what I thought was the clamp over here for now. Okay, Reese. Let's just see if that field of canola needs anything done to it before we do anything else. So that's fully fertilised. Obviously the grass needs fertilising again. Get the rest of it off there first. And this one needs ploughing. So we've still got that one to combine, which isn't fully fertilised. Neither is the wheat field there. So they're the other two we've got now. And that one obviously needs drilling, as does that one. So let's go for a different tractor for doing this bit on. And as this one has only got 0.1 hours on, I think this is a good candidate for ploughing with. Obviously we'll change the wheels first. Try the workshop out in the yard here. Or we could use the crawler for ploughing. No, we'll use the Puma. Unless it really struggles with it. Haven't tested the workshop out in the yard yet. So if it's park outside the door or park in there over the pit, we should find out. So, don't think we want twin wheels on it. Has to be wide tyres and weights really, doesn't it? An extra 2,000. That looks a bit better. Never have liked how tractors look on road crop wheels. Yeah, yours and MP probably isn't a good comparison though. Yours is lag powered normally. Get this field ploughed. In answer to your comment, my video, as yesterday in Milton, it took about an hour to plough that grass field with the one I used for that. Because it wasn't this plough I used. So let's start over this side here. Problem is, if you follow this side, we won't be able to use a helper on it. So it's set as wide as it'll go. Let's refresh my memory of that one. Definitely is now. Yeah, narrow wheels are horrible on the road if you do a lot of road work with them. Used to do several miles of a set on one of my tractors I used to drive. Springtime. Your back certainly knew about by the time you got the other place. As in the days before suspension was on tractors. I know that tractor's a particularly well thought of model in Ireland. That's a Fiat F-140. not going the same way as the texture runs on here, unfortunately. They're the longest ends on the field to plough it this way. Upon the helper, I'll have to start against the silage clamp. I'll need this bit to turn round on anyway. Luckily our biggest field doesn't need ploughing, as far as I'm aware. Not quite sure how well this plough would fare on that bigger field we've got on here. Alright, I did notice you on the tractor in that picture. Yeah, the right tyres can make a huge difference to the ride quality of a tractor. I used to have a John Deere 6910 on Firestone tyres. They're a little bit worn up. They were absolutely horrendous for ride quality. As soon as you put a new set of tyres on, the ride was improved a lot on that. Same with the 6810 when that got a new set on it. A lot of begging and pleading to get the new tyres because they're fairly low down list of priorities for the then manager, but we got them in the end. I actually got the ones on the 6810 after it slid sideways into a potato harvester, so it didn't have no grip with the what we called racing slicks on it. Take long to get this done with this plough. I can't remember if this one needs liming or not without checking. I think it does. At least the plough actually runs in the ground on this tractor. So that's the problem I had with that Vulture, it was levitating above the ground. So we've mentioned Vulture again, there's still no sign of SG there. He must have been abducted by aliens or something. There's several mentions of Vulture now and he hasn't appeared. Those 6910s are fairly reliable old tractors though, Milton, so those that got them tend to love them. 6810 was our favourite out of the two though. Everyone liked the 6810 who came there to help us during the harvest because of the sound it made. Neither of them had front suspension on them either. As I mentioned in my video, I think that's yesterday, this plough texture is not a standard part of this map, it's something in my own game files. So don't come and play on this map and think you'll get this plough texture on here. It's the one off FS UK. You just have to change the picture files around in the game settings. Takes about 5 minutes to do. But it's well worth it. Or I think it is anyway. I'd say New Holland and Massey are more common choice for councils around here. Those that do have their own tractors anyway. The odd one has got John Deere thrown in. Of course, we go down to the smaller end of the council scouts, Kubota stuff, John Deere, ride-on equipment. There's some Husqvarna ones mixed in the mix as well. Slowly getting across there. I thought the Gregoire plough was a bit too big to keep for these fields really. It's useful for doing that grass with, but that's about it. So you need to have a bigger tractor as well for it. Move the combine off here in a moment too. It's time to get it finished. Have a look at some of our other fields before long, get some of those jobs out of the way as well, so we get some new crops in the ground. Fields aren't growing no money if they're empty. Tree there. Try to find out if GD is lurking because I'll get a comment. Welcome back, Mr. Jingles. You see we've changed jobs since you were last here. Yeah, I was taught to drive on a tractor called a Nuffield, which has long since gone off the face of existence as a mainline tractor brand. Following that, there was Ford tractors. First farm I worked on was Ford's. There was a Valmet on the farm. A couple of old Internationals there as well. A couple of old MF-35s in the shed. I think they're straight into newest equipment. Yeah, this is the texture pack off FS UK on here, so it's not standard in-map texture, Mr. Jingles. So I've got the plough texture, drill texture, and cultivator texture all added into the game files. Nuffield became Leyland, which became Marshall Milton. That's what they ended up as. Yeah, so I was just saying before you came back, Miss Jingles, that don't expect to play this map and find these textures here as standard, as they are the FS UK ones. You'll see the drill texture as well shortly if you haven't tried them yourself. So we'll get the grass drilled on this field as well. This would be a good one to have grass on, as it's right beside the silage pit. Hi Chunky, how you doing? You not at work today? All good here, thanks. Just a shame that my 2 weeks off is nearly over. So I have to go back to work again. Let me guess, loads of people wanting various things that you haven't got out on the counter and that sort of thing as per normal. That's the easy bit done. Now we just got the awkward stuff around here to do. There's something cropped up on our local town's Facebook page the other day, do with the shops. Someone was asked to leave Argos for complaining that they wouldn't take back this toilet seat they want to return. They got extremely abusive to the staff in there. Quite what I'd expect you to take back a toilet seat, I'm not sure, given where that's been. do have to ask about some of these people some days, what planet they're on. So it's top headland to do. There's a nice awkward shape in here. I wouldn't have a problem with either of those two being half price. Of course I prefer it as ribeye to sirloin, but I wouldn't be too unhappy with sirloin. So I'd be quite happy with sirloin as long as it wasn't cooked by the same chef who worked at the hotel I stayed at a few weeks back. That chap could get a nice job in the crematorium. How he cooks stuff. Now you're talking my kind of language there. I would certainly not be a vegan's best friend, put it that way, with the sort of things that I eat. That's the one. Medium rare, virgin more on the rare. Preferably not stop mooing too long before it is cooked or served. Nearly one awkward bit either side of this clamp done. Thuringian Oberland, I think is how you pronounce it, Chunky. It's pointless me putting the map link in at the moment because ModHosters UK or .com ModHoster is down at the moment due to expired security certificate. But that will be on the German one. If you look at the description of the live stream, the name is there. It is a beta map, so there's still issues with it. There isn't a working silage clamp for the yard, which is why we've got the placeable one in this field in an awkward place. That's the only place I could put it down near the yard, unfortunately. It's a German map, but it's got a very UK feel to some of the fields on here. Seems to be common. That's my comment to them, one I've had a couple of times now. It's also got fill triggers in the yard, which is good for seed, fertiliser and liquid fertiliser. The one to my right there is a mod we've put in for lime. And it gives it away free, which is better still. So it's certainly a map if you like uneven shaped fields, put it that way. Let's show you the map here. I haven't downloaded that one yet, Chunky, but you see at the map here we've got a good assortment of field shapes here. And there's over 1,000 trees on this map as well if you like forestry. Weeds all grow, line works as they should do. And we're here at the moment. That field is the biggest one, 18.4 hectares, of which there are contracts on at the moment, as we found yesterday when I was looking through them. There's actually a contract on that field at the moment which would earn you a good bit of money, 105,000. So everything sort of works as it should do on there. I think the worst thing I found is a few dodgy joins in the road and a floating bus stop sign. Not been too many issues with it. And it's a good mix of trees, not like some of the converts out there at the minute. Because this is an FS17 convert, possibly older still. Don't know if it's in 15 as well. We've not just got one type of tree everywhere. We've got a mixture of oaks, conifers and all sorts on here. Certainly enjoying playing on this one. And it has really tested the round bale physics out on here. There's some fairly steep slopes in these fields. Tell you what I'll do just for a change, rather than carry on with that. We've got a field of canola which is ready to harvest. I'll take the combine down there and you'll see what we mean by some of these fields on here, Chunky. It's got to be done anyway. So we'll just fold that header up. The surprising thing as well is that the helpers don't struggle too much with this field shape on here. Dancing drawbar on that header. Don't think the log's been round at that angle. Can't do too much on this field at the moment for canola because we've got a trailer full of soybeans ready to sell at the moment as the price is going up. We all know GD can break it if we give him time. He streamed just before I did this afternoon. He did say he might go again after VF's one tonight. Keep an eye out for that one. You'll see the terrain of these fields now as we go down this road here. Certainly be an interesting one to have converted across. We know GPS is coming, but a completely different version of it. And seasons as well. You just see by how the map is laid out, it does have a distinct UK feel to it, despite being German based. Just got to find somewhere to put the header down where it isn't going to roll away on this field. Never did get to spray the weeds in this before it got fit, so it's not going to yield as well as it could do. Have to set it down in the crop here. Let's see where the header rolls to. Let's get that folded up. Go around the outside of this. That's a really interesting shape, this field. I've been on here since we've done the fertiliser on it. The first stream I've done on this map. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath for that one just yet, Chunky. I'm afraid. Could be quite a long while before we see that, if at all. At the moment. I think at the moment it's more an if than a when. So it's going a long way around the outside of this field. The one we put a helper on after the headland comes off on here. I've got one of them sitting about 3 foot away from me at the minute, Milton. Shelf above my computer desk has got 2 David Browns on it. A Class Jagger and a Class Scorpion sitting up there. So I'm planning on going until about 5 o'clock with this. Maybe just before tonight. I got a few, at least 2 or 3 Fen 1050s around where I am now. One of the farms changed a couple of challenges for them. A much more versatile tractor for the rest of the year. I think this would be a good field to have a courseplay mod on it. I imagine you're going to have to pay slightly more for them as well, Milton, given you're on a island, I guess. So as you can see, Chunky, this map is far from flat and the fields are far from square on here. We did round Bale a field with similar terrain to this one. They didn't roll too far on it, which was good. I think there's still more John Deeres and New Hollands round here than there is anything else, to be fair. There's a few fence about, but I think John Deere is still probably one of the bigger ones. The odd Massey mixed in. Oh, that's a good bit then, Milton. You're getting a bit cheaper that way. postage is often a killer when we have to send stuff to islands. Yeah, from memory there's 2 links on the ModHost website when you go for this. There's one hosted on the website itself and an external one. I think you can guess which is the best one to download it from. As I say, just remember it is a beta map, so there's still a few glitches and errors on here to work out. And that is the link I just put up there to the .com version of it. When I tried earlier, the site was still running expired security certificate, unfortunately. So you can't access it. Got some very good dealers over here in Milton for that sort of thing. Oh, not a Voltra. S series would be bigger than that. That'd be 2 something, I think, from memory. You just mentioned Vulture again, SG still hasn't appeared. There's something strange going on today with that sort of carry on. Yes, 1 or 2 of the dealers use eBay auctions as well to get rid of some things on there. And you be careful, you'll get addicted to them on there. Hi Ryan, how you doing? If we'll get all the way back up this other end or not on here. Starting to get a bit misty now. Missing in action, is he? Thought it's been quiet. I think we're going to be full before we get up that top corner again. I think he's sulking because I've sold the Vulture off Felsborough, and that's what it is. I'm not going to reveal on here what been replaced with. That'll all become clear in a video next week. Right, so we can't empty that at the minute because the trailer is full of soybean. As the price is still going up, we'll not do anything about that yet. We'll just hop back down and finish ploughing that field. So we go for another 5-10 minutes, I think. See if we can get this field finished. I'll do the rest of the hay off camera then. Probably record that, as I said earlier. When I finish, I imagine Dave will be going live, so you can join him. We've got Dave, Landy and VF coming up later tonight, and possibly GD right at the end of things. We'll keep him busy on this server. There's a lot of work about to happen on there. I know you've got one field ready to harvest, but all of my fields are bar the two I drilled last night. So that'll keep us busy for a little while on there. May have to look at getting a second combine at that rate. One trailer and two combines going on there. Something to think about for the future. So I might have expanded again last night after you left the server. I think between the two of us on there we can keep him very busy. The amount of work we've got now. Until we get yet another person on there left to help both of us out, I think. Still another 5 places we can fill up on there yet with people. We've still got to get someone to take on the top farm on there yet. At least with this biggish plough it doesn't take too long to get these fields finished. Yeah, I haven't been on there yet today. I've done a bit on Ravenport early because I needed to record on there. So that'll be going out at some point next week. And that's all rendered and ready to upload to YouTube. It's going to be a slight change to the weekend videos. And there's now going to be Ravenport tomorrow and Felsborough on Sunday, not 2 Ravenports. That should alternate for days next week between the two of them. Plus anything I record on here in the meantime. Just to throw in the mix. Haven't seen any of the maps I want to do a first look on for next week at the moment. There's always that possibility if something crops up as well. Don't see the point in doing any mod reviews at the minute on anything which is on mod hub, because most of it currently is in-game stuff from 17 anyway. This is all stuff we've seen before. There's one or two new things on there now. Haven't looked today yet to see if anything's dropped today. I'll be doing that after the stream. What sort of onions have you been doing in plugs today then, Milton? Or dare I ask what you've been pricing up? Good first aid kit, hopefully. Alright. Not heard of that variety. I imagine it's slightly warm with you at the moment in his hair as well. The .de one is still live, Chunky. The same map is on there as well. So it's just the .com one with the English translation on isn't working at the moment. The .de version of Mod Hoster is still up. You can get on that one and find it on there. So just nursery stock stuff then, really. As long as they taste good with bat around them and fried, that's all that matters. Yeah, only for another few minutes now, GD. Didn't think you were lurking anywhere because I drove into a tree about 10 minutes ago and there's no comments came up. Yeah, SG is missed in action. We've mentioned Vulture numerous times. He's not popped up anywhere. I wonder if there's been an alien abduction or anything happen. Right, get that folded up and take that back to the yard now. That field's ready to put grass onto now. Just have to lime it after it's drilled, I think. Let's put that back in there. No, he was in earlier unless you've done it today. He just disappeared. It's unlike him to be quiet for so long without saying something. If he's not going to be here. Unless he's fallen off his chair again. Right. So just double check the prices again. They're still going up, so we won't bother doing that. But I think that's where we'll leave it today, like that. I shall probably be back on here again tomorrow afternoon. So, thank you for watching this one. Hope you've enjoyed what we've been doing. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done. And I will see you next time. Goodbye for now.